Good morning, everyone. I'm Joanna. I'm an analyst at Euromonitor, and I specialize in the beauty and fashion industries. Today, I'll be speaking about Asian beauty consumers, key trends shaping the industry. So here's a summary of what I'll be speaking about. Before I jump into my presentation, I'll be introducing my company, Euromonitor International, after which I'll walk you through an industry snapshot and 3 Asian beauty consumer trends: customization, well-being, digitalization, and lastly, I'll conclude with the future of beauty in Asia. Just some background about my company. We have 12 office locations worldwide. Euromonitor is headquartered in London, and I'm from the Singapore office. We research 80 countries in terms of in-depth analysis on consumer goods and services industries, and another 210 countries for demographics, macro, and socio-economic data. This is our research expertise. For today's presentation, I'll be using information from beauty and personal care, digital consumer, income and expenditure, as well as lifestyles. So let's move on to the industry snapshot. In 2015, global beauty and personal care value sales amounted to US 426 billion. It grew at a moderate pace of 2%, as you can see on the right, on the vertical axis on the right. Looking at beauty and personal care value sales by region, Asia Pacific contributed to the largest portion of the pie at 32%. Western Europe and North America contributed 21% each. As you can see, Asia Pacific is the most significant market, and consumer trends in this region is definitely something that beauty brands have to watch out for. Taking a closer look into Asia, the blue dotted line shows Asia Pacific's beauty and personal care value sales growth. It's about 4%. As I mentioned earlier, global value sales grew at 2%, so Asia Pacific is driving growth. And if you compare developed and developing Asia, there is quite a stark difference. For developed Asia, which consists of Hong Kong, Japan, Korea, Singapore, and Taiwan, it grew at about close to 2%, while for developing Asia, India grew the fastest at 7%. In 2015, developing Southeast Asian countries outpaced China's growth for the first time. These Southeast Asian countries consist of Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam, growing at close to 7%, while China grew at 5% last year. Looking at beauty and personal care value sales by category, skincare is the category that contributes to the largest portion of beauty and personal care, followed by hair care and color cosmetics. Asia similarly follows the same trend. What is interesting to note is that Asia contributes to 50% of skincare. Let's move on to Asian beauty consumer trends. Euromonitor's research has unveiled that consumers have been evolving as they grow increasingly sophisticated. The demands of the evolving consumer consists of customization, well-being, and digital. These trends are generally global. However, let's take a look at how Asia Pacific is faring in these trends, and also how Asia Pacific is actually the driver of some of these trends. Let's look into the first key finding, customization. In Euromonitor's beauty survey, with about 20,000 participants, we asked, when you last purchased a skincare product, which of the product features listed below most influenced your choice? As you can see, suited to my skin type is the option that most participants have selected. From here, we can tell that consumers want products tailored to their needs, and this is especially apparent among Chinese, Indian, and Indonesian consumers. Similarly, for hair care, suited to my hair type is the option that most participants, more than 50% of them, have selected as well. Again, consumers in China, India, and Indonesia, a very significant portion of them have selected suited to my hair type. Consumers want customization based on age, gender, ethnicity, lifestyle, as well as their skin or hair type, whether it's oily or dry. Let's take a look at a customization spectrum for skincare. On one end of the spectrum, for sensitive skin, from Korea, we have Dr. Jad, a Calm Your Sensitive Skin face mask. Increasingly customized, we have activity-based solutions. So this is also a brand from Korea, Believe launched the first 8 anti-hangover mask. So activity-based solutions for skincare is pretty common in Korea, where they have face masks for anti-jet lag and pre-party preparations. And on the other end of the spectrum, customization spectrum, there's an even more personalized solution. This is Skin Inc.'s Daily Dose Custom Blended Cocktail. Skin Inc. is a Singaporean brand. It blends ingredients based on your skin type as well as your skin problems, and it formulates this into the ingredients, allowing you to choose what you want to input into this serum. And instead of applying like 5 different serums at night, it's all in one bottle. Within customization, an emerging trend is multicultural beauty. Multicultural beauty is extending beauty solutions to consumers of all ethnicities, tailoring products to meet needs of ethnic groups. In the past, Western markets used to be contributing the largest amount to beauty and personal care value sales. However, in recent years, there is an emerging trend where other regions are growing fast as well. So mainstream brands which used to cater to Western consumers, they are now also trying to meet the needs of other ethnic groups. So what is multicultural beauty driven by? It's driven by regional markets. If you look at this chart, it highlights the top 10 beauty and personal care countries by forecast CAGR 2015 to 2020. As you can see, a lot of these countries here are from the Middle East as well as Asia. Consumers in this region are diverse and is driving multicultural beauty and mainstream brands as well as a lot of local brands to cater to the needs of ethnic groups in Middle East and Asia. Growth is also driven by increasingly cosmopolitan Western markets where consumers in these Western markets of non-Caucasian ancestry, they are growing in terms of their size as well as their disposable income. For multicultural beauty, there are a few aspects of it. Firstly, ethnicity, where solutions are catered to unique physiological traits. For example, fair skin tends to burn easily, while dark skin tends to have ashing, which is like less moisture for dark skin. Multicultural beauty is also, one aspect of it is also culture, where solutions are on the basis of religion, culture, and tradition. Lastly, there's climate, where solutions are based on geographical environments. Let's take a look at multicultural beauty in these aspects. So for ethnicity, we have a shampoo for Black African or African American Afro hair. Soft Sheen Carson produces shampoo for these consumers. For environment and climate, Clarins launched its anti-pollution collection, catering to regions in Asia where consumers are exposed to high pollution. As for culture, there is Herborist. Herborist is a traditional Chinese medicine brand. It is catered to Chinese consumers. It's a Chinese brand where traditional Chinese medicine is a strong-rooted ancient belief and also strongly rooted in the culture of Chinese consumers. An overlap in ethnicity and environment and climate, there's Laneige. Laneige is catered to Asian skin. Also, its ingredients are light and and good for the humid climate in Asia. A brand which caters to, touches on all three aspects of multicultural beauty is Wada. Wada is an Indonesian brand. It's a halal brand. In terms of ethnicity, its color cosmetic range is for darker skin. So it complements the darker skin of Indonesian consumers. In terms of environment and climate, Wada uses lighter ingredients, which is good for the humid weather in Indonesia. And lastly, in terms of culture, Wada is a halal brand that is catered to the Muslim consumers' culture. So let's take a look at a case study of multicultural beauty, which is the success of halal beauty among Muslim consumers. Halal is an Arabic word for that which is lawful or permitted. According to Mauli Telly, CEO of Iba Halal Care, halal cosmetics are free of impurities such as pig fat, gelatin, keratin, other animal-derived ingredients, alcohol, and harsh chemicals. The increasing attention on halal beauty is due to the Muslim population being the second largest worldwide and the fastest growing region globally in 2015. It is projected to increasingly claim a bigger share of the world's consumer spending. Countries with Muslim consumers, a significant population of Muslim consumers include Indonesia, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Nigeria, and Saudi Arabia. The success of halal beauty among Muslim consumers have led to the growth of Wada in Indonesia. As you can see, it has been growing really fast since 2011, from about 200 billion Indonesian rupiah to about 1,000 Indonesian rupiah in 2015. The success of halal beauty has also led international brands to follow suit. So looking at Sari Ayu, which is an Indonesian brand as well, it launched its hijab hair care collection, which contains ingredients like lime. Lime keeps the hair fresh, smelling fresh, even when it's covered. And Sunsilk launched its clean and fresh hijab hair care collection as well to compete with Sari Ayu in Indonesia. Another international player, Colgate, Colgate launched its herbal miswak collection for Muslim consumers. Miswak is a twig, it's a herb that is used by prophets in the ancient times to freshen their mouth and has been encouraged, closely tied to religious practice for Muslim consumers. The success of halal beauty is one aspect of multicultural beauty, and beauty brands should look into other aspects of multicultural beauty and explore how they can benefit from them. The next key finding is well-being. Asian consumers are growing increasingly health conscious, and this transformed their consumption habits. In terms of wellness, Asian consumers approach this in a very holistic view, where it's not just about physical health, but mental health as well. It's not about being skinny, but it's about keeping fit. And in terms of lifestyle, consumers look at wellness as a form of lifestyle. It's apparent in their apparel and fashion and food choices, where sportswear is growing really fast, healthy food is growing really fast, and also the increasing number of gym memberships. Looking at the sales of activity wearables in Asia Pacific, we can see a fast growth as well, from about in between 5 to 10 million units in 2014 to 35 million units in 2016. So what does this imply for the beauty industry? Firstly, color cosmetics and skincare tailored for active lifestyles is gaining increasing attention. So take a look at Bobbi Brown's long-wear collection. Bobbi Brown has enlisted 4 GoPro athletes to be its brand ambassadors. One of them is Kayla Moniz, a professional surfer in Hawaii. So this is a picture of her while wearing Bobbi Brown's long-wear collection when she's surfing. Bobbi Brown has also used this GoPro athletes who are famous on Instagram to touch base with millennial consumers who are growing increasingly health and fitness oriented. Another implication for the beauty industry is that consumers in Asia are looking at prevention. There's a quest for prevention, especially in anti-aging and anti-hair fall, where instead of treating their problems and issues when they arise, they prefer to prevent it first. So anti-aging has a lot of potential for young consumers and not just the older ones, as younger consumers are looking to prevent the formation of wrinkles at an early age. Lastly, the well-being trend has led to the rise of natural and dermatological brands. This is playing out in Asia, and it's especially apparent in the beauty industry. For more information about natural and dermatological brands, I would be speaking about this tomorrow at my skincare prospects presentation. As consumers in Asia prefer natural brands and plant-based or plant-derived ingredients are assumed to be safer, a lot of natural brands have been growing really fast in Asia. Arborist is one of the brands which I mentioned earlier on, a traditional Chinese medicine brand. Moving on to the last key finding of the demands of the evolving consumer, digital. Asian consumers are driving digital retailing. The dark blue portions represent beauty and personal care, internet retailing sales, where there is a significant market. And you can see on the right as well that Asia Pacific is contributing to majority of beauty and personal care internet retailing. While global growth, global CAGR from 2010 to 2015 is at 15%, Asia Pacific has outgrown this at 25%. Let's take a look at the top 8 markets for internet retailing. What is interesting to note is that if you take a look at the light blue portion, this is mobile sales, dark blue portion represents PC, and orange represents tablets. What is interesting is that Japan and China, and Asian markets in general, like Korea and Singapore with high mobile penetration rates, a lot of the consumers there are purchasing on their mobiles, unlike their Western counterparts who are purchasing on their PCs. In fact, it is APAC consumers who are driving mobile commerce. Mobile commerce triggers impulse but informed decisions. So imagine yourself, you're using your phone and you see a beauty product that you like. You want to buy it, and instead of purchasing it on a click, you decide to do a quick Google search about the brand, and you see beauty reviews and beauty bloggers commenting on the product. This helps you to make an informed decision, and after which you can make a quick purchase. The challenge, however, is that consumers tend to browse limited apps. So instead of having 10 different skincare brands, 10 different skincare or beauty applications on their mobile phones, consumers prefer to have one. So a brand or a company might need to strategize on whether they want to launch their own app or to tap onto a third-party app. Understanding Asia's digital retailing landscape, developed and developing Asia have very stark differences. So let's take a look at developed Asia. It has very high internet penetration rates and secure online payment methods. However, for developing Asia, challenges for internet retailing include the poor infrastructure for connectivity. Also, as online payment methods are not very secure, consumers prefer to pay upon delivery, a cash payment upon delivery. So internet retailers need to cater to this preference and allow consumers to pay a cash payment instead. What is really encouraging is that in developing Asia, we see the rise of non-urban internet retailing sales. So in regions outside the city, channel distribution and reaching out to consumers in these areas are a little bit difficult, but being able to tap into internet retailing and having consumers there choosing to purchase online will allow brands to tap into this untapped market potential. Let's take a look at a few examples of digital retailing in Asia. In Indonesia, where there is a terrible traffic, I think some of you were also stuck in today's traffic, Gojek had an opportunity to create a delivery system on motorbikes. So these motorbikes are able to sieve through traffic and deliver to consumers and all the products that they want, including food, drinks, beauty, and personal care. And so this allows consumers who prefer to stay at home due to the bad traffic be able to purchase what they want online and on their mobile phones. The success of Gojek in Indonesia has even led to Watsons and Guardian partnering the company. In China, where it's the largest internet retailing market for beauty and personal care, a lot of frequently asked question is it possible for a beauty player to have a pure internet retailing strategy? Can a brand succeed without physical stores? Interestingly, Unifang, a Chinese skincare brand, has succeeded with a 90% internet retailing strategy. The brand originated from Taobao, China's largest online shopping platform, and is one of the most popular face mask brands on the website. It later expanded to other platforms like JD.com and VIP.com, increasing sales. To gain consumers' trust with limited offline presence, Unifang cooperated with variety shows and got beauty experts on a television show, The Beauty, to introduce the brand. Further product placements in television shows raised awareness and allowed the brand to resonate with consumers. I'll now be concluding with the future of beauty in Asia. Beauty and personal care outlook in Asia. In 2015, it amounted to 135 US billion. And in 2020, this is expected to grow to over 165 US billion dollars. There is a lot of potential for beauty and personal care in Asia, especially with the growth of developing Asia, which I mentioned earlier on. So let's take a look at the growth strategies in Asia, which I spoke about. Firstly, customization. Consumers want tailored products. Multicultural beauty is also an emerging trend that beauty manufacturers need to look out for. In terms of well-being, catering to active lifestyles, meeting the needs for consumers' quest for prevention, as well as the rise of natural ingredients, is a growth strategy here in Asia. As for digital commerce, mobile commerce is Asia Pacific is driving mobile commerce, and adapting to regional differences in Asia between developed and developing Asia would be an important aspect to consider when launching your product online. Thank you for listening. If there are any questions, please feel free to ask. The presentation slides would be available on InCosmetics website. Thank you.